A hat-trick from Matt Coles wasn't enough to prevent Kent falling to a 16-run NatWest T20 defeat at the hands of Middlesex in Richmond. Mascot Sophia Biggs tossed the coin and Sam Northeast called correctly and inserted Middlesex, who saw Brendan McCullum and New England man David Milan open up with some striking shots. Maximum number 3 arrived in over number 5, a fierce pull off Mitch Claydon, brutal stuff from the batsman who made 38 of the first 50 on the board. Middlesex had made 52 runs from the 6 overs of power play, Milan then joining in with the kind of stroke which has seen him called up to the squad for next week's third test at the Oval. McCullum then started to add some trickery to the power hitting, which had given his team easily the best start they had had with the bat this year. His own half-century arrived in the 9th over, his 4th thumping maximum taking him to his mark of 30 balls, an innings thus far also containing 6 fours. It was just what a packed house in Old Deer Park were hoping to see. Milan then hammered Coles into the players' car park to take the opening partnership to 92, where it was ended next ball as Milan tried to repeat the shot, but gloved behind to Sam Billings, having made 33 from 29 deliveries. Paul Sterling wasted no time in getting in, quickly dispatching James Treadwell over mid-wicket to bring up his side's 100 at the start of the 12th over. And McCullum was just getting started, another massive hit sending this ball into the neighbouring tennis courts. And if anyone was playing, they would have needed helmets, as the next delivery from Neesham went even further. McCullum now looked for the big finish, taking his team beyond 150 in the 17th over on a pitch which had caused some concern before the start due to a wet patch on it. Not that the surface had anything to do with McCullum's innings, his 88 being made off 51 balls with 9 fours and 6 sixes. He left with a total on 156 for 3, 17 balls remaining. The bowler Callum Haggett was rewarded for bowling straight and also knocked back the stumps of Ryan Higgins 3 balls later. So it was left to Owen Morgan to take his side in, and he didn't disappoint. This pair of sixes coming from successive deliveries in the penultimate over from Claydon. Middlesex looking to finish off well to keep the momentum with them. Going for his 3rd 6 in a row, Morgan perished, Alex Blake judging the catch well to fall for a 28 which occupied 19 balls. Then to finish off the thrills, a final over hat-trick from Coles. James Franklin gave Blake more work to do at long on, as did John Simpson, who fell in an almost identical fashion, before Coles completed his hat-trick for figures of 4 for 32 by bowling full and straight to knock back the stumps of Tim Southey. Middlesex then ending on 179 for 8, fewer than they could have wanted at one stage. Right at the start of the Kent reply, McCullum dropped Joe Denley at mid-off before he had scored, but the first over ended next ball with Daniel Bell-Drummond trapped in front by Southey. McCullum's drop didn't cost anything as he then edged Stephen Finn's first ball to Sterling at slip, the visitors on 2 for 2. Tom Helm came on and delivered a 9-ball over, the last of which saw the back of Billings for 9. Nathan Souter holding on just inside the rope to leave the Spitfires in trouble on 36 for 3 after 5. Neesham and Northeast ran well too and took the target down to exactly 100 off the final 10 overs, the latter reaching his half-century off 37 balls with arguably the biggest shot of the game. It also brought up the Kent 100, the target down to 75 off 7. 2 quick wickets then put the home team on top. Northeast innings ended on 59 when he skied a return catch to Higgins to end the stand of 75. And then Finn returned to have Darren Stevens held by Southey without scoring. Kent now 5 down and needing 64 more to win. That brought in Blake, who was soon using the middle of his bat in front of a record crowd at Old Deer Park in excess of 4,000. He produced just the kind of innings his side required to drop the target down to 38 off 3, still anyone's game. But it again tilted Middlesex's way when Blake picked out Morgan in the deep, the decision to bring on Sterling late on proving to be just right. Blake out for a rapid 27, leaving 29 to get off 12 balls. Neesham was now key. His 3rd 4 to go with 2 sixes took him to his 50 off 35 balls, but his side was simply left with too much to do. Coles was run out in the last over by Simpson, and Neesham holed out to Franklin after making 52, the Spitfires finishing on 163 for 8. So it meant a Middlesex win by 16 runs and a confidence boost ahead of the trip on Friday to the Oval for the return game with Surrey. Kent go to Hove on Sunday to take on Sussex.